Okay, I think we're set up. I'm working on people on the overhead. Let me zoom in here. Zoom. I got some skulls here. I was working on these before. I was having trouble putting them together. I've just decided to put them together like so. And we're going to call that good for right now. A couple more to put on here. As you can see, I have a lot made so far. We're getting somewhere. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I think I counted out like 14 to go. Something like that. How many of these do I actually have? 6. I'm gonna do 2 bracelets with this. 6. 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do have to make 2 bracelets with 6 skulls apiece, which I think that'll be fun. Gotta get them done, use them up, get them out of the way, basically. So, how's everyone's week been? I'm loving the fact, it's my absolute favorite fact that like I got a new light, right? I got new cameras and everything. I've got the fiber internet set up, and I have no time to stream at all. Been positively awesome. That's been fun. But that means that I've been working, and since work was kind of slow, August, end of July, most of August, wasn't a lot going on. So, but we're picking back up now, so it's good that there is actual hours to get paid for, so that's nice. I did mowed my lawn this weekend. That's part of the reason why I didn't stream last night. I had a fiber cable put in last November. In the spring, they still had these like bare spots, and they came through and put seed down, covered them up, made them look nice and everything. And that grass, grew up eventually. Was able to, they had some netting on top of it to help keep the seed down, and it finally grew long enough to be mowed. But that seed that they put down seems to have spread all over the front parkway. What's the space between the sidewalk and the road that's the responsibility of the city? Some people call it a parkway. Some people call it something else. Mac, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Can't complain. You're good? That's good to hear. Finally able to sit and get some work done, so I'm not caught up, but I'm where I want to be with bracelets at the moment, getting them done, getting them out of the way. I don't think I'll have to order too many more supplies for them, so happy about that. I've got enough beads to make, I think it's 14 more, or 14 more. An easement? No, I got an easement on the back of my property where I can't build, where the city has to be able to get through to get to the power lines. But that's kind of inconsequential at this point, just because like the power lines are in place. You know what I mean? Like they don't need, what have I done here? It's a dumb move. They don't need access back there anymore. They can get to everything. So, but it might be an easement on the front of your property. I don't know. Anyway, so the grass that was planted by the company that installed the big fiber cable seemed to have spread all throughout that front area, and it didn't rain, so the grass didn't really grow except for that one area. So I had this grassy area in front of my house where the grass was a foot tall. It was the only part of the yard that had grown, and I just left it. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. So I did, but I think it was like 2 weeks that I left it. I was looking like a shitty neighbor. And the reason I didn't mow it last weekend is primarily because I do have access to that fiber cable now. But that access is... it's a fiber cable across my yard. It's not buried yet. Alright, we got 4 done. 4 little skulls here. I think 6 skulls will be cool. Fix this one. But yeah, that's come on, camera. Do I need to turn off autofocus? Maybe I do. Sorry, I got an overhead camera up here. Does not want to focus. Wow, I'm just like... I've been weaving most of the day. I haven't been slipping too much. Alright. I like it. I think it's cool. I do think that it's different than how I incorporated these last time I made them, but whatever. It's fine. Not going to be the end of the world. I use them differently. What else has been... The work's picking up. I have... One of the things, I can't talk about my job a lot just due to the graphic nature of my job and the patient privacy. And I wish I could. It would give me a whole lot more to talk about. It's very interesting. And the, uh-oh. What happened? Am I showing up as live to you guys? I am hooked up to fiber now. Alright, I don't know what happened there, but like... No, I might have crashed. Okay. My phone is still running. I'm not able to pull myself up on my computer. Which, my computer's been acting weird all day. You can see me now. If I can just refresh this, see what happens. The new project currently is... Okay, since you've last hung out, I finished the Chainmail Balloon Dog. Out of the way. Excuse me. Hang on, I'll stand him up. Complete with dog turd. So that is I don't know, since the last time I saw you. I think. The joints are articulatable. He bows, sploots, holds his head up. I said he holds his head up. There you go. Right. But that's been the latest project that I finished. And then right now I'm just working on bracelets. Alright, what is this music? Nice, last time I think you saw you just finished the Celtic mural and we're working on the Mega Cube. That was a while ago. I guess I hadn't really streamed for a while. That is important to note. Okay, I'm trying to think when the last time it doesn't feel that long. But the reality is like I was streaming pretty heavily up until November of last year when I was expecting to be connected to my fiber cable that they just installed in front of the house. And then they didn't connect anyone on my side of the street to the fiber for 10 months. So everyone on my side of the street is getting connected now. I'm not happy with the way they went about it, but we are connected. I got charged for a mid cycle charge with my internet company, right? I bought a new phone and I got a new internet provider. I switched. My phone was with T-Mobile, now my internet's with T-Mobile. But I was like tired of not streaming and not doing anything, and I got the 5G gateway. And I don't know, 3 weeks after I got the 5G gateway from T-Mobile, they finally sent me the email asking when I wanted to get signed up for fiber. I was like 10 months ago, you know? So I got charged a mid-cycle change fee or something. It was like $150 for my phone and my internet. So I'm gonna call them on that. Streamlabs is what? Oh, okay. I'm not worried about that. Louis, how you doing? Yeah, so I've done what all did I do over last 10 months? I did this copper sandworm sculpture. I did a wireframe cube. And then the balloon dog. And I've started work on the motorcycle gas tank cover. I'm working on the leather portion right now. The weight on the balloon dog is like 6 pounds, 14 some odd ounces. So it's almost 7 pounds. Still learn how to use OBS after using XSplit Broadcaster for years. It's been a curve, yeah. Always exhausted. Your family's in town, right on. Always fun to see family. The last time I went home, I had big plans to go see like some old friends from like my childhood neighborhood, and some family, and I went rafting down the Boise River and almost drowned. And then before that, we had gone rafting down the Payette River in Idaho, and everything went fine until the end. The battery in my truck had died. So once we got a new battery, everything was fine, but I did not get to go out and see old family friends that I grew up with, and I didn't get to go see it's my stepdad's family. because I almost drowned, and I was all scraped up from the bridge footing that I had been dragged across, and I just sat in my grandma's house and was sore and in pain the whole time. So that was fun. Thanks for the heart. Other than that, we have some family here in Illinois that we see occasionally. A couple of friends. We're going next weekend to a friend's. I'm not from here, and I don't really know anybody here, so. I just do this and go to work. Pretzel Rocks, you picked the weirdest songs. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, things have been going well. Can't complain. I've got a fancy new light that I like to show off. It's super cool. But yeah, other than that, not much has been going on except work and that keeps me busy. I gotta find a way to chart my time. I'm losing a lot of hours calling doctors' offices and talking on the phone with people that like I should be getting paid for talking to. So I've discussed it with my boss once and she told me how to do it, and then like I never needed it, and then we got really slow and things, you know, couldn't claim any time. But now these last, I don't know, 3 weeks have been killer, and it's like, you know, 4 or 5 hours a week of talking with doctors, offices, and patient family members, and that. I gotta log my time somehow because I need to get paid for it. You know what I mean? Alright, I'm not the biggest fan of having to adjust each of these rings. Getting a bit old. I'm hoping this is just a fluke. Like, if you're really curious if your closure is any good, rub your ring along the inside of your wrist, and if you can feel it scratching, it's going to scratch whoever wears it. Right? So check your closures. I think that works. Did not. I'll just slightly add around, and they're machine cut so the edges are sharp. Or I'm sorry, they're saw cut so the edges are sharp. Maybe if we put this on top, it won't ever touch our skin and we won't have to worry about it. There we go. Trying to think. Like, my favorite new, now that school's back, my favorite new thing is asking my kid if he has homework right after school. Trying to make sure he gets it done. I asked him, on Friday after he got home, like, you got any homework? He's got just 2 pages, just 2 pages. Okay. Thanks for sharing it live. Much appreciated. And I was like, I want you to get that done before Sunday night. Okay, yeah, I will, yeah. Sure. So, 7 o'clock rolls around, right after dinner, and, like, oh, I gotta do my homework. Like, bro, you should have done that 2 days ago. So, and it's all grammar, right? So, compound subjects, compound predicates, adjectives, adverbs. Find the simple subject and the simple predicate, and it's grammar. Okay? Glad he's learning grammar. I am not the parent for grammar. And neither is his mom. So, like, the kid's just SOL asking us for help. Can't do nothing for him. So, and I feel bad. I would love to help him out more than I'm able to, but, yeah. So, he and I sat there for 45 minutes, struggle busing our way through his 1 page of grammar, and then he had some other map homework thing. He did get it done, but like tomorrow, right after school. Like, no, I know you just got done 8 hours today, putting in your time, doing schoolwork. But for the next hour, that's all you're going to finish up all your homework, because 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight, I don't want to hear, oh, I have homework. And I didn't do it because I was playing Guerrilla War on my VR headset with my friends. So, like, no sympathy at this point. Gotta get used to getting homework done early and on time. Pray for me that I can get him to do it. No, he's in 6th grade. Yeah, if I'm still helping him, like, I don't mind helping a little bit. Last year, for 5th grade, he did all his homework himself, and he barely did any, he barely asked for help, right? His biggest struggle was getting his reading done. Supposed to read 20 books a year. That did not happen. Like, they got to read a book and take a quiz. Make sure that they read the book, right? So, this year, we're trying to get him back into the mode of doing his homework by himself. Because he was, by the end of last year, he was good. Ask for help, like, at all. But now, it's as if he's never done homework in his life. So, and I'm sure that'll go away as school goes along. I'm hoping it goes away soon, because I already passed the 6th grade. I don't want to try and pass it again, because the first time I passed it was pretty sketchy. No. He's still a kid. If I'm still helping him in 9th grade, he's SOL, right? Like, I have dumped all of that stuff. Sorry, pal. So that's my biggest struggle right now, is getting him and his homework done. So can't complain. Doing good. And other than a like mystery dental appointment, I called his dental office and they said it wasn't an appointment with them. I called the orthodontist, wasn't an appointment with them. Where did this ring come from? Like a random ring, miswoven. Huh, I suppose that happens. Oh, that is okay. That's what I was gonna tell you guys. I think I talked about it the last time I streamed, which was like a week ago, and then I haven't had any time since. Went to the doctor, and I had my labs drawn previously. I go in and I talk to my doctor, and my doctor's been like really cool up until now. But this time around, I don't know what her problem was. I've lost 25 pounds since last year, right? And she starts laying into me about my diet. Like how I need, I gotta eat this and eat that and eat this and eat that. And it's like, you wanted to put me on cholesterol medication, which I don't want to be on. Being a nurse who takes care of geriatric patients, yeah. All of them are on Lipitor, all of them slowly lose their mind over time until they have an aneurysm, a heart attack, or stroke. They're all on Lipitor. It's like, yeah, no, I'll wait until, if I don't take it, I will immediately pass from this life. And I really think that pissed her off when I told her that. I was like, I don't want to take it. Well, I know you have some concerns about the medication, but you got to do this and you got to do that and blah, blah, blah. My issue with it all, right, is that there are supplements you can add to your diet that will help facilitate decreasing your bad cholesterol and increasing your low cholesterol, right? You can add just fiber to your diet. And you can add omega-3s to your diet to do that, right? Not hard. You don't need a medication with a long list of side effects and unknown problems over the long term that have never been studied. And it was the same thing with my thyroid. My thyroid levels were off. Like, okay, well, what is my thyroid missing that it can't convert free T3 into T4, right? You wanted me to go on thyroid medication, levothyroxine. It's like, I am not sluggish. I'm not feeling the effects of having a low thyroid, so I don't see why we're putting medication. Why aren't we taking a look at a supplement? And I didn't even get that far with the doctor to talk about supplements. She was already going off on me about my diet and everything. So I just did a little Google search when I got done. I was like, okay, let's add some zinc and selenium to my diet. Let's add some omega-3s, which I've been on before. Shouldn't have stopped taking them, but I did. And let's add fiber, and we'll see where we are in a year. Right? So she asked me, he's like, do you want to come back in 6 months? I was like, I don't want to be here at all. Just because she had pissed me off by being annoying. Anyway. It's fine. I'll get over it and I'll go back to the doctor. But really, This is why guys don't go to the doctor. I don't care. I'm not going to spend all my time arguing with doctors about what needs to do what. My quality of life is important to me, so I'm not going to go on any kind of vegan diet or anything like that. Now, a low carb, low fat, high protein diet, I can do that. Alright, how far along? Man. Get it? You can't tell you the last time he was at the doctor was over 10 years ago? Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're young and healthy, why would you go? You know? The problem... If you're young and healthy and you go to the doctor once every 5 years, right? Get some labs drawn, have them checked. That's good. Get a baseline for where you're at. Go back in another 5 years, get your labs drawn, get a baseline for where you're at. See if anything's screwed up. Right? Now I don't want to go back to the doctor. Like, I'm not going to have this argument with you. And she tried to guilt trip me into, like, these dietary recommendations she was giving. But, like, oh, you should be feeding these to your kids and think how much better off they'll be. And I was like, my kids eat fine, all right? We're not struggling to put food on the table. Is all of it perfectly healthy? No. Is it... Couldn't tell you if it's... Like, I ate top ramen for years. Because it's, like, all we had growing up. I don't know if that's better or worse than some of the stuff that's in my fridge, but... You know, most of the time we... cook a meal. Like, there's a roast that's thawed in the fridge right now that's gonna get cooked. It'll be fine. We'll eat that. Some potatoes, some carrots, some celery, whatever. And that will, what's the word? That will balance out the pizza rolls that are also in the fridge. And it's not like I want to eat like garbage all the time. We suffer from an American diet in our house. That's not to say that we're fat or anything or unhealthy. It's just like all the chemicals that the food companies have put into the food that you buy from the grocery store. Yeah, like, they're very difficult to avoid, near impossible. They're in everything. So I have not figured out an easy or cheap way to get high quality, super healthy food that tastes good and doesn't break the bank. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm asking for. And I don't want to be... I did eat, like, cheeseburgers, bacon cheeseburgers, no less, several days in a row for like 2 weeks over the summer. And brats. A lot of brats. Yeah, so I could see why my cholesterol is probably a little high. You know? Just maybe. Come on. In my Amazon cart right now, I have a bunch of little supplies. What are they called? RJ42, RJ14 connectors. Looks like the end of a telephone cable or an Ethernet cable, right? And a little plier thing to put them on. So, because I've got the cable for the Ethernet down here in the basement. I've got it across the back of the house. Now I need to make a hole for it in the wall, but I want the wall plate. I've got that in my Amazon cart. And the ends of the Ethernet cable and just a couple other things to make it nice. And then I need to find a 24 by 36 ceiling access panel. I found some, they're like $250. I put a hole in my ceiling down here in the basement to get access to the dryer vent that was like falling apart and dumping lint into the wall, so I had to get up there and clean it. And I want to fix the hole, but I've tried to fix the hole before and it looked awful. So I'm just gonna like make the hole square and then put an access panel over it and call it, you know, call it good. It doesn't need to look great. It's in the laundry room here in the basement, but it is a ugly hole in the ceiling. So oh, ow, my nose. What else? Oh, and I've been so busy. I've had this. This is the tale of you should get that project done because it's going to take you 15 minutes and it'll be just much simpler if you just get it over with. I've got a closet coat hanger rod and mounts for the wall to put a coat hanger rod in the laundry room. So I want to get the ceiling access panel up first, then install the coat hanger rod. But I put off, and I'm glad I actually put off the coat hanger rod, because now it's like I figured out that I could put a ceiling access panel over where this hole is, right? So I want to get the ceiling access panel up, then put the coat hanger rod in. But I had the wall mounts. I just needed to drill up the holes for the screws. And I had to punch a hole in it for the curtain, or for the coat hanger rod itself, right? And that took 10-15 minutes maybe. I just put it off and put it off and put it off. So now it's all covered in mineral oil, all dried out, ready to be hung up. And it didn't take more than 15 minutes. But it's been sitting around the basement for years. Right? And it's 100% one of those, okay, I do want to do that. I have the supplies for it. I just don't want to do it right now. So let that be a lesson. That thing you've been putting off you think will take a long time, it's not going to take you a long time at all. We'll get going here in a little bit. Okay, that's 6 skulls. I don't really like how they sit. I couldn't find a better way to incorporate them. Like they lean over. The other standing up there, they're gonna lean over, which I suppose that's kind of cool, I guess. Right? So, now we just need to make this as long as all the rest of them. It's close to fitting my wrist. And these are all like one too long anyway. I'm gonna leave this exactly as it is. I could face everyone the opposite way. I could if I was, you know, I don't know. I don't know if my brain would allow that. You know? 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 6 more. Like, you mean like so, right? Like face them opposite like that? Not so they're all facing this direction, right? You mean have one facing this way and this one facing that way, right? Not, I guess you could, because right now they're all oriented like this right now, right? You could do that back and forth, or one's upside down, right? Okay, so you could do that too. That would probably be okay, but I'm just gonna make it the same way I made the last one for now, and then not worry about it, because these will sit in a bin until I need them. Gonna be fine. If someone asks me to switch it around when they buy it, that'll be okay. All right. Okay, so how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13. Okay, this will be 14. And how many do I have left over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so that's 11. I only have 20 of these clasps here. Right? So I'll probably have to order some more of those. We'll see. I do have some lobster clasps though. So I might use those. We'll see what happens. I want to use up supplies on hand, but then I also want the bracelets to look good, and maybe if I've got some, like this has really small beads in it. So they're in the center here. Kind of look like a textured ring, right? And they just integrate seamlessly into the weave of it. Right, so if I use a lobster clasp on these, and then this big clasp over here, zoom in for the everyone on the overhead. So you can see the beads here. I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. I use the lobster clasp on, you know, with the smaller ones. And then the big clasp. Sorry if you're on the overhead cam and getting nauseous. And this big clasp on the bracelets with the big beads, right? I think that would work. We'll see. See what happens. I'll probably do that though. Rather than order more of these. These are cool. I like these a lot. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like the metal buckle clasp on the wide bracelet, this one. I like that one too. Might order some more of those. We'll see what happens. But, and it works for double strand Byzantine bracelets, right? The single ones, single strand, I do think this one looks better. Right? I was very, like, if I just used lobster clasps on necklaces, I would be okay with it. I don't want to use them on bracelets. I want fancy clasps for bracelets just because it looks so much better. Right? You got this beautiful chain, and then your basic lobster clasp. No shade to people who use them, but if I can use something more aesthetically pleasing, I definitely want to. You know what I mean? Like, you want it to look good. Oh, you know what? I watched Inglourious Bastards last night. Anybody ever seen that? With Brad Pitt? They're part of the design on a necklace. That's just a clasp. Yeah, exactly. Like, after getting the yard all cleaned up yesterday, I was too tired to stream, but it was early. I didn't want to just go to bed, you know? So I watched Inglourious Bastards. You love that movie? My mom loved that movie too. I'd never seen it all the way through. I'd only ever seen clips. And I want to say that it's like, isn't that an actual story? Like, it could have happened. Like, the whole there was a girl that owned a cinema, and they were gonna have Hitler and Goebbels and all that there, but it didn't work. Like, they tried, and all the people got away or whatever. Am I misremembering history? I don't know. There's so much to remember, especially like anything World War II related. You could just stream documentaries on World War II for several months. It's not like, I like World War II history, but I'm not one of those individuals that obsesses over that for years at a time. I don't want to become an expert on World War II. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with it. Okay. Once I get done with these bracelets, which, I mean, depending how much time I have off work and if I have all the supplies on hand that I need, I'm gonna have to figure out another project. I still got the gas tank cover for my motorcycle to work on. So, got that. But that's not really, it's not ready to be worked on camera. And a lot of what I'm going to be doing is just, I'll have to punch the holes off camera. Well, I got to finish up the leather off camera, right? I can't sit here and do it. I got to do it over there. Then punch all the holes I need. I can sit here and weave the chainmail onto the cover. I can do that on camera. Google says it was an alternate timeline. There was no historical girl with a theater that they were gonna burn down with him in it. I could have. Maybe it's like a Harry Turtledove novel. If you don't know who Harry Turtledove is, he wrote like alternative histories and stuff. At least I think. I've read one book. By him. And it was like Shakespeare in World War II. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Oh God, what am I doing? Connect one of these skulls here. Okay. You guys on TikTok are missing out on this weird like digitalism music. I don't know what that's about. Because you guys don't get the music digitally through my phone. You would have to what's the word? I can't use Streamlabs to stream to TikTok for reasons. You don't get the music that comes with it. I would have to turn it up loud enough for my phone to pick up, which would sound terrible. You ever listen to music through someone else's phone? Especially whatever Pretzel Rocks is playing. What is this? Quiet Days and Tanger. Whatever. There's like a running theme. Complaining about my day. Complaining about Pretzel Rocks. Gotta happen every stream, right? That's not what I want to do. I want to add one of the... Go. Alright, so for a movie, it wasn't terrible. It kept me entertained for 2.5 hours or whatever. I'd seen... Yo. The pistols that they use to punch the guys and hit them. I'd seen Brandon Herrera's video on those before. So anyway, it was sending me a screenshot on Discord of here. Let me open it up over. Okay, I guess I'm not doing that. I'll have to log into my Discord later. Just more on the subject? Okay. I need to set up, for my Streamlabs, I need to set up a permanent screen record thing. instead of trying to Google how to share my screen in Streamlabs, which I've done before, and I've shared my screen in Streamlabs successfully before. I just need add it as a source so I can switch to it, and then I can talk about whatever's on the screen. Someone remind me that I said I needed to do that. I'll forget. Uh-oh, the puzzle piece of death has arrived. It's gnarly. It's over. Oh, please try again. Okay, there we go. Good for another good for another hour. Alright, if I'm gonna add rings to these skulls, I need to make sure they're nicely closed before I put them on here. Alright, since I'm choking. Okay. So, a while back, I got into a car accident at my local gas station. It's the gas station I go to all of the time, right? There's a lot of construction going on, and part of the intersection is closed, and people are cutting through the gas station in order to get around the closed intersection. So someone was going through, and they clipped me right on driver's side front bumper. Wasn't terrible. No one got hurt. I was getting gas. I look around, I pull forward to leave, and boom, she hit me. Right? Well, I have almost been hit like 2 more times in that parking lot from people doing the same thing, cutting that intersection. And like I saw a bunch of people do that. They come through the construction into this parking lot and speed around the gas pumps, and they're flying. Right? Like it's a ridiculous speed. The cars that I've seen, it's been a ridiculous speed that they're going through a parking lot for starters, but also just to cut the intersection. Like I finally just stopped going there. Like until this construction is done, it's not worth it risking me or my vehicles, or even if it's just my work car. That was a pain in the butt. I had to get a rental car. I had to drop off the work car at the shop to get fixed. Take my time to get all the paperwork done. I don't want to do that, so. Because you're not supposed to do that and they don't want to get caught. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to cut through parking lots to go around construction or anything. Even if, like, it's a red light and you cut through the parking lot, you're not supposed to do it. And there's no police presence to deter them. We finally, so school started, right? And every time school is in session, there's a elementary school down the street, and the parents come flying down our street after they picked up their kid. Like, it's a 25-mile-an-hour road, and they're doing 50. Okay? All the time. So my neighbor finally got fed up with it. He called and asked for a cruiser to sit on a side street and observe and pull people over, right? So that's my favorite part of the day, is when I get home from work, you know, after picking up the kid from school, and I'd say, I don't know, maybe half the time, right? 5 days out of 10, that cruiser's got someone pulled over for speeding down my street. Like, good. Just slow down. Drive like it's your neighborhood and your kids play there. I don't feel like I'm asking too much. Yeah, I like it when, like, I don't want anyone to have to give the government any more money than necessary. I would never wish that on anyone, but also, don't speed down my street. Just because your kids go to school at the street at the end of the block doesn't mean you need to put my kids at risk. It is what it is. Hopefully, hopefully after, you know, this first month of school, everyone will have slowed down and it won't be too bad. Agreed, especially in residential areas. Yeah, the last time I got pulled over, I was in a residential area. The closest house was a quarter mile away, right? And there's just fields on either side of me, and some farmhouses. And it was all like fields all the way to the highway. So I was doing like 45 and a 35. Or no, I was doing 52 and a 35. That's what it was. Don't let me lie to you. And once the cop saw that, like, medical professional, in scrubs, have all my paperwork on me, right? He let me go with a warning. But it's like, it was a residential area. So I've been good. I haven't sped through there since then. I don't want to put anyone else's kids at risk, but also, like, the houses were really far away, so I don't know. Anytime I'm in town, I'm not going very fast. Out on the highway, different story. Just because I got to get around. Drive multiple hours a day. I do try to get away with as much speed as I can. But even then, you got to be careful. Just because of other drivers on the road. Like, I swear, you'll be doing the same thing as everyone else. You know, passing someone or going the same speed or whatever. And there'll be one person that just gets upset at you for doing what everyone else is doing. It's like, then they want to come up alongside you and do the same speed limit as you and pull in front of you and cut you off, and it's weird behavior, man. Everyone gets behind you, gets mad because you go the speed limit or 2 over. Nice. Hey, you know what? I could appreciate the speed limit. I can. Not on the highway. But on any given road, you know, any county road, any city road, you're doing the speed limit. As long as you are not impeding my ability to pass you if I need to go or whatever. But you ever meet those drivers, like, they know that you have to get around and they're just, like, edging you out all the time when you try to go around them, making it so you can't see? You ever run into those? Yeah, those are bad people. And I don't know. I don't get it, I think. Like, when I'm driving my vehicle, I try to stay out of everyone's way as much as possible. Because I know people are going to want to go faster. Right? I'm not going to get into a fight with someone in a vehicle on a road. Yeah, it just seems like weird behavior. And I drive around all day long, and there's so many people out there that are like they live in Bizarro world, and they're just driving along, and they say to themselves, "What's the most insane thing I can do right at this moment?" And then they do it, and you're just a victim of their terrible decision. Pretty good. Also, your work vehicle has GPS, so you would get in trouble. Yeah, mine doesn't, and that's not like a flex. We have a fleet car that I use. So it has OnStar. That's about it. That was the thing too. My rental vehicle it had a sunroof. It had some upgraded controls on the interior. It was a little bit nicer, and I got to drive it for one day. That's how quick the collision repair place was. Right? Oh my gosh. They were done with my car super quick. I turned it in on a Friday, and I picked up the vehicle on like Monday afternoon. Might have turned it in on a Thursday. I picked it up like the next Monday, so I only got to drive my work car or my rental car for one day. I felt robbed. Like, if I had known it was going to be that quick, I would have just driven my personal. Your vans have a unit in the OBD2 port? Right on. Come on. A bit. I haven't done this lately. These are 18 gauge 3/16 rings that I'm using, so they're pretty sturdy. On some of the smaller rings, when you're getting in there with a bigger pair of pliers, trying to crunch that butted end back down just the right amount, a lot of times what'll happen is you'll squeeze too much and you'll turn it into a pretzel, basically. Oh, I haven't, you know, knock on wood, I haven't done that yet. So coming up this next week, my company has begun taking patients with IVs, and we're gonna administer intravenous drugs. It's a new way to get more clientele. So I know that they had an admission for me that I was supposed to do last week or on Saturday at some point in time. So I'll probably have an admission this week. Fixing your bracelet, you did that twice? Yeah. Probably have a couple of admissions. Still trying to get back up to total capacity. And I did have a patient, like, I discharged him Monday, and then I readmitted him on Friday. And I was really hoping to get more time away from this patient. Yeah. Like, he's a nice enough guy. He just doesn't stop talking. Trying to do his assessment is, like, you'll be asking him about health conditions, and then next thing you know, he's talking about being an iron worker down in Chicago. Wait, no, like, how do you feel? Do you have any pain? Oh yeah, I got pain back, I hurt my shoulder, I fell off a building and separated my scapula from my clavicle, and so it's just a talk. Jeep and Jammer, how you doing? What's going on? What are you doing tonight? I have been doing well. Can't complain. About to call it a night here in a little bit, but because I have to work tomorrow. Want to do some Saturday morning streams. Let's come down here in my pajamas and stream. That way, because I'll have enough time. I wake up early. I'm usually down here pretty early on the weekends. Last 3 days though, I woke up at 5 one day, 4:30 the next day, and 5:30 the next day. I don't get up for work until 6:30, right? But for some reason, the last 3 days, man, just first thing in the morning, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, I'm awake. Good enough, you're just doing rear brakes on your mom's car and it poured rain for 5 minutes, right on. Got soaked and had to do the other side like that. I went and mowed the lawn yesterday, and within the first 5 minutes, I was not expecting rain at all, and within the first 5 minutes, it was pouring down on me. It wasn't pouring. It was sprinkling. Don't let me whine, but I did have to mow the rest of the yard, and it was very humid. So humid and wet and close it all. I had to do the brakes, huh? I need to get my brakes looked at. About that time. Blower motor in my truck's going out. I got to get that replaced. I just had my motorcycle worked on, so all my money is going to pay off the bill for that. I do have a bonus coming from work here pretty soon, which will all go towards my credit card payment. And then hopefully, the thing is, like, I'm gonna pay off this credit card, and then Christmas is right around the corner, right? So like the bonus that I'm getting, I gotta figure out like how much to dedicate towards Christmas, and see if I can't like pay off my credit card and pay for Christmas, you know, all in one. I'll get it figured out. Now the work's picking back up, it won't be a problem. I don't like carrying a balance on my credit card. Rain has been rare enough here that it's like folklore. Nice. Yeah, we haven't gotten a lot of rain. You know, at the beginning, wow, my eyes just like did the whole beginning of the stream. I was talking about the front of my yard had this grass that the company that put in the big fiber cable through all the yards had planted, and so I had this foot tall grass in the area in between the sidewalk and the street, and then everything else was like dead or barely growing. My house looked like garbage for 2 weeks. If I had parked a vehicle and put it up on blocks in my front yard, it would have looked right at home. That's what the grass looked like. Green over here, dead over there, and a foot tall, right over where you don't want it. I need to check this to make sure it is round before I place it in this skull, before I add this next. Working on a 3D print assembly at work. You print all the pieces you've been sanding. Nice. Okay, I want to make sure they're oriented the right way. Dang it. Okay, make sure it's oriented the right way. There we go. Yeah, what are you sanding and assembling during downtime at work? What are you printing at work? What company resources are you using? It's a special filament with wood-like properties. It's got a certain percentage of wood mixed in. Okay, right on. Yeah, 3D print's one of those things that I was cooler, I'd be into, but I'm not. So I just open and close rings. Uh-oh, what in the world? What is this? Not my stream. What happened? I get booted from my own stream again? I did. Weird. Okay, hang on. Okay. Yeah, where'd I go? Like, TikTok kicked me off for a minute. Second time that happened. Like, all of a sudden I saw a bunch of people I didn't know going in the comments. That doesn't look like my comment section. Maybe one day. Alright, so what are you making with this 3D print with the wood impregnated into the filament? You agree also in response to your other question, you're working on a Keyblade. Okay. Like, Kingdom Hearts Keyblade? Is that what a Keyblade is from? Or is this something completely unrelated? Thank you. Is the original a special one or a custom one? The Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. Okay. I am familiar with that. I actually own that game. That is one of the games I never ended up playing. For Xbox 360. I have a bunch of games for the Xbox 360 that I bought them and then I just never played video games. But I don't think you can see it from here. The behind me is there's a gas fireplace, and then above that, in the corner of the room, at a 45-degree angle, is a alcove, the cutout for a TV, right? Terra's wooden practice Keyblade. Okay, I don't know who Terra is. I'm assuming it's a game character. Yeah, so right behind me, slot for the TV in the wall. Looks good and everything. I figured out how I'm going to make a shelf for all the extra consoles that I have. And you guys remember the large chainmail cube I made, the 30-pound one? Of course you remember. How could you forget? So I got the stand for that off Pipe Decor, right? All the pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take pipes and I'm going to fit it to the area, because I have like 8 inches of space on either side of the fireplace and the TV slot to mount this shelf for all of these consoles. And yeah, figured since it was made of wood and wood PLA isn't too pricey, why not? It was a small learning curve. Right on. No, that's cool. Yeah, I'm going to make a pipe shelf. I'm going to mount it to the wall. That way I don't have to do any cutting or anything. What is that? Fan club. What? Sent a gift. Oh, hey, babe. How you doing? Thank you for the heart. All right. Are we laughing at the emoticon that appeared above my head? I've been called out. Oh, the shelf is being built after the shelves upstairs near the other fireplace, right? No, absolutely not. I didn't even see your comment. And no, I'm not building those shelves up there. Been called out. No, we'll just... It'll all get done eventually, right? Right? We don't need shelves up there. It's fine the way it is. That's another thing too. It's like the shelves that she wants, they're gotta look nice and they can't look like crap. So it's, could I do it? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Is it going to take a dozen trips to Lowe's and, you know, cutting the piece I need several times before I get it right? Yeah, probably. So gonna be triple. If I do it, it's gonna be triple the cost. You know. For the record, you've been asking since 2017. This is the first time I'm hearing about this shelf. I don't know what you're talking about. Should speak up more. All right. Ooh, look at the time. Okay. It is 10 o'clock. I do have work in the morning. I've got to get some more stuff done tonight down here. I got to finish up the laundry, stuff like that. So, with that said, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to stream more hours, get more work done on camera, and we'll get your shelves are practice shelves for the real shelves. Yeah, exactly. We'll keep on keeping on doing what we gotta do. All right. I'm gonna get out of here, call it a night. You guys all have a wonderful evening. I will see you later. Bye. Yeah, you guys have a good night. Come here, phone. Have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.